Before we start this video, I just want to tell you guys that this video will have a lot of major spoilers for the puppet carver and probably the first story, maybe probably the Stitch story and maybe the other stories too. So yeah, if you don't want spoilers, get off the video now.
Let's join in the bench. Don't care if I make a mess. Let's join on the bench. It's what you say, I become obsessed.
Yo, what's up guys, Impulse7 here, and today I'm bringing you guys a new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about some theories about the puppet carver. So yeah, I'm here with, introduce yourself, people.
This is the Emperor speaking, Krakoa, here at last.
And oh, Tux isn't here right now. But yeah, he'll probably be back in a second or something, I don't know. But yeah, it turns out that me and Krakoa both each got a theory correct. Regarding and like based on the puppet carver, I guess. And mine has to do with like the Stitch Race story and William Afton, and Krakoa's why don't you explain right now what you...
It was a agony doc. It was a Shadows, Agony, and Revenant doc, and this was all the way before Gundrop Angel came out. I think the Cliffs.
The Cliffs, yeah, okay.
I wrote this all down before Gundrop Angel and Puppet Carver came out, and when Impulse is done with his, I will explain why I think it might be I called it or whatever.
Okay, basically mine, I had this theory. It's based on like a really unpopular theory, but it's something that I kind of always believed to a certain extent. Not entirely, but like in a way, and that is will grief, and that's the theory that William killed kids out of grief. And I believed this for a while, but now based on the Stitch Wraith epilogue of the puppet carver, it's pretty set in stone now. But not only did I predict will grief to be canon, what I also theorized that it would be the grief of losing his wife, William Afton's wife, and that's why he killed the kids. And I was actually right about that, or at least most likely, because in the Stitch Wraith epilogue, we find out that the girl that Jake saved from the stupid guys, like the drug addict girl, her name is like Renelle, I'm pretty sure. Renelle, right?
It's Renelle.
Yeah. So basically we actually find out that she is Eleanor in disguise, because she has a heart necklace just like Eleanor does. And we get kind of her backstory, that her mother died, and her father, he was stuck in his own like grief stage, and he was going deep into his work, and that pretty much means William, maybe at first it was just like he was going into his work trying to find immortality or something like that, because of his wife's death, because of his grief from his wife's death, and that ended up resulting in him killing kids for specific reasons. Maybe, like, I don't think his plan was just like, okay, my wife died, I'm gonna kill kids now. I think it's like bigger than that. But like, yeah, I pretty much predicted that William would have killed kids due to losing his wife. And I don't know who the hell blew up my house here. Anyway, yeah, that was my theory, and it actually turned out to be right, and I'm kind of surprised by that. I got a theory correct. I've started kind of getting skeptical of the theory, but now it's not entirely, but kind of. I don't want to say confirmed, because nothing is confirmed really, but implied now. So Krakoa, why don't you explain yours now?
Okay, so this is something I wrote down in a doc right before Gundrop Angel came out. And as you know from Gundrop Angel, it is mentioned that Larson apparently can see back into the past, like into the pit. It mentions that things change and everything, like their scenes change, and the only similar scenario is the pit. But enough of that part. The main thing I want to focus on is something that I wrote down in my doc. Here's my quote from the doc. Many years ago, during the days of medieval torture and public display, many torturers continuously used these devices to inflict pain and most likely death upon the convicted. With each death, agony fills the machine, making it more powerful and oftentimes scary for some people to see and think about, making them afraid that these devices even exist in the first place. Now, in the summary of Puppet Carver, there is a mention of something awfully familiar. There's the quote. I don't know who made the summary, but I'm giving credit to where credit is due. Whoever it is, congrats.
I'll try to figure it out, and I'll leave it in the description if I do find it. If not, I'm sorry.
Okay. And it shifts into an upright being. Suddenly, the being reaches out to Jack, and he feels unimaginable emotional pain. Same emotional pain he felt when he casted it onto people all throughout his life, and it was unbearable. Mind-blowing. All the way ever since the cliffs. And I wrote this doc, and despite Gundrop Angel sort of hinting at something like this, Puppet Carver kind of confirmed it. It is a mind blow for me because, as I said, I wrote this down way before those two books came out. And it is shocking to say the least.
Yeah. Also, it's worth mentioning that the creature shifted into an upright being. That's pretty, like, that's definitely connected to the Afton amalgamation, for sure, right?
Yeah, it's sort of connected to the Afton amalgamation, but it also has a connection to He Told Me Everything, since mentions of a pink blob and fleshy X or whatever, you know.
Freaking, I don't hate He Told Me Everything as a story, but the Phasgoo was genuinely stupid. I'm honestly just, I'm nervous to hear Inky's video on adding these stories to the tier list. I'm nervous about what he's going to think about this, because I know he hates He Told Me Everything, and he hates the Phasgoo. so yeah.
I think this was a theory someone made. I think it was either Cuban or whatever, but they proposed the idea that what if Phasgoo was Remnant, but that's just another theory for another day. But if you want to see the full description of the Agony doc, I will have it in the Impulse Evans description video.
Yeah, I can add it into the description. Like your Agony Shadow Remnant doc thingy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can put that in the description. Why not? This video is probably going to be out in a couple days because I got a few videos prepared. So.
Well, also on a related note to the your theory about Eleanor means sunlight or sun ray.
Yes,
and
yes.
Renelle means reborn. I thought this was interesting because, in a sense, in this supposedly in the book that I saw in the epilogue, a ray of sunlight goes and shows Jake the necklace that Eleanor wears, which could imply that Eleanor is indeed Renelle, which means Eleanor is Elizabeth Afton.
Yes, Renellenor.
Eleanor, yes.
Renellenor.
Eleanor.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling it.
Oh my god.
Oh, yo, what up? Right. I'm gonna play something else now. I'm gonna go back onto what I made a video about, well, today, but a video that came out a couple days ago. The Walking Dead. And yeah, while we're talking, you can just see this gameplay in the background. Loading the textures. So yeah, what if, while Tux is gone, think we should just, crap on BB5th? And then when he no, and then when he comes back, we're just like, oh crap. No, we weren't talking about anything. What's up? What's up, Tux? Welcome to the video. Welcome to the video.
Okay.
Okay, so which direction? It should be this way. But yeah, should we just crap on Baby Fifth now?
I guess we could.
Yeah. Alright, BB5th is bad. The theory isn't completely terrible, but like the freaking storyline, no. It's illegal. If Scott makes it canon, then I will quit FNaF. And that is definitely totally not an exaggeration at all. Right? So what do you have to say about BB5th?
I would say it's a very complicated thing because there are some people used like the books and everything to add to their theories and everything about BB5th. But there is one thing that is constantly being reminded to me in my head, even by my parents when I told them about this, but basically the concept is that if BB bite victim went missing and the police already can presume them dead and declare them missing, that their bodies were never found, that's an interesting little aspect, because it says the bodies were never found, and yet bite victim turns up all of a sudden.
Yeah, he was found, yeah. Yeah.
That would imply the newspaper articles are lying, which we don't see, otherwise they would have changed in the console version.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Or in like
so
FNaF,
I think BB5 is less likely. I'm not saying it's
it's a decent theory. It's a decent theory. It's just a bad storyline. I say this all the time, but that's just how I feel about it. It's a decent theory, but it's a bad storyline, and I don't want it to be canon. That's honestly one of the reasons I don't believe it is because it doesn't feel like a storyline Scott would choose to have done. Even if he doesn't, even if he wouldn't change the lore just because of people's feelings about the series, which I feel like he would either way. Still, I feel like he just wouldn't have made that canon to begin with. I don't think he would have done that. And there's a lot of oversights to that. If it is canon, there's a lot of oversights, like what you said. The Crankchild was found. If he was a missing children's incident victim, he was found. So the newspapers were just flat out lying, right?
I don't think anyone would bully him because of this.
Yeah. After literally almost dying, I don't think people would be bullies to him. That's just.
I mean, there will be some.
That's just called being a sociopath. Oh, whoa! Somebody died over here. Epicness. I just ran past the zombie. Oh.
Yeah, if you want to see what I said about the agony and everything, what I think agony means, and what I think the puppet carver is trying to tell us, I'm gonna read my doc. It's a little bit outdated, but there is still some things that hold up.
You know, remember when I was working on that video on wait, I ate the wrong thing. Whoops. Remember when I was making that video on solving FNaF 4, which I've now decided to make into multiple separate theories, 3 of which I've already done. Remember when I was working on that one massive video? Would have been just one video. A lot of things in that doc are really outdated now, and I don't believe them anymore. And that's why I've been trying to like go through it one by one, so that I can work on them in between each video, so that I don't have to work on it all out once, and then that would just delay me of making videos, to be honest. And I wouldn't want to do that.
I think it's better idea to put them in separate videos, because putting them in one long video can
what is the issue
make people
here?
lose track.
Can I just have this? Jesus, what the hell? I almost swore there. Oh, frick. You have no idea how hard I'm trying not to swear right now.
I'm keeping quiet. I swear constantly, but I'm keeping quiet.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going over there. You didn't see what I just saw. If you end up watching this video, you'll understand why I just went silent there. What is that one doing? Seriously, did you guys not see that? There was one of them right up there. How the hell did they get up there? And then I saw them launch away. Okay, so 15 seconds, and then we will be freaking told where to go. Look! Die. Screw you. No, not letting you stay up there. Okay, now into the gym. So what are the theories? What are the theories you want to talk about? Jesus,
well, I
lag.
guess the puppet carver's little midnight motorist hint, even though it's not exact familiar. Basically, the concept is in the summary of Puppet Carver, there is a mention that something was following Jack home, or it was just following him in general. Okay, it says right here it says,
shoot.
When he parks, his footsteps come from behind him. It suddenly became wet sounding and sloshing.
Damn it, I ate the
This
wrong
sounds
thing.
often familiar what we see in Midnight Motorist.
Yeah,
Even though we don't hear
does.
like, well, it's not raining supposedly in the book. Wet and sloshing obviously means it's the Phasgoo. It could also mean that something did follow William in Midnight Motorist, which I've been saying for quite some time, that Shadow Freddy must have followed William back home.
Or Shadow Bonnie.
Shadow Bonnie or Shadow Freddy, but I think it's Shadow Freddy because the fact that it's a follow me and he's luring bite victim.
Yeah, it could be either, to be honest. I mostly just think it's Shadow Bonnie because of the fact that because of the fact that in hide and seek it's Shadow Bonnie who's following Toby, which is kind of weak evidence because considering Shadow Bonnie in that story is kind of related to Shadow Freddy too. But there's also that Charlie died on that same day. I might die here. Charlie died on that day, so it would have made sense for her to who's this guy? Oh, that guy. Okay. It would make sense for them to be for it to be her on the same day, you know, based on the theory that she is or is related to Shadow Bonnie, you know. Although some people are skeptical about that theory, but still. I
can sort of understand that, but if you remember, the Stage 01 minigame has a bear and then a missing child, and Shadow Bonnie starts in that location. So presumably that's where the missing children incident.
Why are they all going for me?
Basically what this means, and it's wet and sloshing. So if this is, I don't think it's raining, but I'm not sure, to be honest. It does in the summary later that night. You never know. It could just say like, because this is just a summary, or it could just say like, night or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very strange. It's suggesting that something did follow William back home.
Possibly, yeah.
And I said this about hide and seek, like, Shadow Bonnie followed Toby home, for instance. He follows him wherever he goes. I have been saying that the shadows are following the person who created them wherever they go. Lo and behold, in FNaF 2, we see Shadow Freddy in the back room. Then we see Shadow Bonnie supposedly protecting.
Okay, sorry, I gotta stop you right there. I got first. I came in first place.
Da 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 da.
Okay, I can type it in time. But yeah, still, I got first place, and I'm the only person in this game. Okay, what should I play now? What else do you want to talk about now?
We can't talk about the two other stories yet, but I think we can talk about the epilogue a little bit.
Yeah, the epilogue seems pretty interesting. Also, since Renelinor That's what I'm just gonna call her from now.
Eleanor.
Or if I'm trying to say, since Renelle is Eleanor, I'm just gonna say, since Renellenor. So since Renellenor, the scraping thingy outside the shed cannot be Eleanor, right? So that means the only real explanation for it would be if it's what's his name, Julius, which I feel like that's actually pretty logical, and I feel like that would make a lot of sense, considering he's kind of like Mangle, and the way these movements are described, it's kind of like Mangle too. So yeah, I hope it's Julius, because I feel like we didn't get enough of him in the Breaking Wheel. He was probably the best part of it, or no, he definitely was the best part of it, especially in the ending when he was basically Julius Mangle. That was really, really cool, and that's pretty much the only reason the ending was pretty much the only reason the Breaking Wheel is one of my favorite stories of all. And yeah, I just wish we would have gotten to see more of him, you know.
I think also, this is just a thought before I get into the epilogue, but isn't it possible that Breaking Wheel is also trying to tell us that maybe Mangle was possessed by a kid?
I think he's possessed by a kid and a dog.
Possible.
I feel like Mangle Dog is a really Bro, what? I still have the texture pack on. I still have the texture pack on from what's it called? From the Blocking Dead. the air, yeah, that's what it's called. The arrows look like bullets. What the hell?
Continuing on with the epilogue, this is a very, it's not lore, except for the fact that Renelle might be Eleanor Elizabeth and replying Wilgreave. There's something else that is extremely, extremely strange, and it all connects back from
Ball Pit.
Epilogue 8's ending, and also all the way from Into the Pit. I'm gonna say this, but in my thought, it sounds like it will end where it began. Because Into the Pit was the beginning, and supposedly ending there.
Also, Into the Pit is 2015.
Yes, that is also true, because mentions that it's 3 decades since the blood spatters was in the ball pit. We have deduced that from 1985, it was in 2015 that the blood splatter stopped.
Isn't the texture pack supposed to leave? Isn't the texture pack supposed to not be here after I... You know what? Never mind. Continue.
But the weird part is, I already said it was over 3 decades. But the fact that the blood spatter came from one person for 3 decades, we clearly see Into the Pit that it only happened in 1985. Oswald keeps mentioning this time and time again that, oh yeah, I was at a Freddy's in 1985, and I saw dead children in 1985. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like... Okay, at first, I'm just gonna say this. At first, it's telling us, okay, Into the Pit is about time travel. Then people were theorizing, like, maybe it's not time travel, maybe it's something else. And then we're told, we are not theorizing, we are told that Into the Pit is just people living through somebody else's memories. And then, now, because of the blood thing, we are being told that it's also time travel again? Like, what is it?
Time period.
Like, it's weird. I'm struggling to understand it.
It's very confusing because many of us assumed that it was Oswald, and everyone deduced this in Gundrop Angel after this because, oh yeah, the blood spatter and into the pit, it could be Oswald. Many have also assumed it could be a dead kid. But it's now unclear. But there are 30 different samples of blood, according to Larson, and all 30 were of one person.
Yes.
30 years. Yeah. 30 years ever since 1985. And Evan said this to me, but it correlates somehow with FNaF 3. And if it is in
30 years.
The epilogues are taking place, then it's close to 2023.
Yeah. This has to be sometime after Into the Pit. It's not really clear how long after, but wow, even the chests are like this now. Yeah, it's not really clear how long after, but it has to be after. And 2023, that would kind of make the most sense because of the fact that I just went blank.
I think it's possible we did get the year of Into the Pit, though, if it is 2015.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah. But it's possible he could have gone earlier than that, too. So...
True.
So it's possible it was, like, 2013 or something, if maybe he went to 1983, or... I don't know. I mean, we don't know for sure. It could have been... He could have gone to earlier times than that. 1985 does seem like the most likely scenario, though. But the question is, how did it end up... How did his blood end up in multiple time periods at once?
Right. How did one person's blood, which we presume to be a dead kid or even Oswald, end up in 3 different time periods for 3 decades?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Strange.
That means it has to be time travel in some way. Maybe not completely, but in some way, it pretty much has to be, which is kind of weird. Like, I'm not really sure what to make of it, to be honest. Oops. Move my mic a little bit.
To basically end off on the epilogue, besides the familiar heart-shaped necklace, which we, by the way, I think you should show this on video, the picture of Eleanor and Sarah has a heart-shaped necklace.
What?
If you remember the illustration?
Oh, yeah, of To Be Beautiful?
Yeah. It has a heart-shaped necklace.
Yes, and in the book, they're just like, oh, this is the heart-shaped necklace. Don't you ever take it off now. You need it to survive, or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
Oh, whoa, it really was them. I was correct. Okay. I just saved us all. Or maybe we're about to die. I don't know.
We're going to die. But anyway, in the epilogue's ending, it is, or one of the endings of the epilogue, it says that Larson will go back to the location. He's going to possibly look into that location. And I said this, it will end where it began.
Yeah.
Because Into the Pit of everything. It was the start of the stories. It was basic. It all get us started with the Fazbear Frights.
Yeah.
It will end for Larson most likely there, because that is where he will conclude everything.
Into the Pit before Epilogue 8 was probably the most confusing story of all, if not at least one of them, right? And then after Epilogue 8, no, not so confusing anymore. We basically know exactly what happens. Now it's even more confusing again.
Exactly.
I don't know what to make of it.
The only logical conclusion I can come up with is we're gonna get an answer either the next book, or even not Friendly Faces, Prankster.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was paying attention to shooting that guy. What'd you say?
The only likely choice, if it doesn't end on Friendly Faces, I can see it end in the Pranksters.
See what end? The epilogues, or like the Into the Pit storyline thing, or
Into the Pit storyline, we get the answer we want.
Perhaps. I feel like the epilogue has to be a lot longer in Prankster, because that's the final book, right? So I feel like the epilogue. Oh shoot. I feel like the epilogue should be a lot longer so that we can actually, like, finish it off. And I hate it when shows end on episodes that are the exact same length as as the episodes usually are. I'm always like, give us an hour-long episode, man. Please. But, like, they never do that. And that usually doesn't happen. I wish it did, though. Shoot.
Yeah.
Did I get them? I think I did. Yeah, I hope they do that. I hope they do that for the prankster. I hope they give it a... I hope they make it longer.
Very long, to be honest, at least in my opinion, because these are the last 2 books. It's Friendly Faces, who, mind you, is an Andrew story, so we can get some answers on there. Speaking of, we have no clue where Andrew is.
Shoot.
If anything, he passed on.
Yeah, he might have. I don't know.
Weird, but he didn't really exactly take his revenge.
Oh yeah, by the way, Golden Freddy was set free in Happiest Day, right? But, in FNaF VR, Golden Freddy is there, meaning that Golden Freddy isn't fully passed on. But if the Vengeful Spirit, which is Golden Freddy, is passed on by now, that means Golden Duo pretty much has to be true.
Yeah, it's possible. It's likely that Golden Duo could be true.
Yeah, I definitely think it is. I mean, I'm not certain, obviously, but I think it's I think it's a pretty decently solid theory.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense for the story. It seems like something Scott would do, unlike some of the other storylines, like BB5th or son of a. Okay, we're alive.
I'm starting to think Mike Victim is debunked.
I wouldn't say it's fully debunked, simply because there's Mike Victim believers that watch my video, so I'm not going to say it's debunked so that they unsubscribe and dislike all my videos. I'm not going to say it's debunked because of that, but it's, in my opinion, unlikely and totally not debunked and totally not basically impossible at all. I'm not lying to you at all as well. Shoot.
Well, when we get to, like, Pizza Kid, I'll explain why.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna end the video there because it's been like half an hour, if not more. Yeah, 32 minutes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video there. So yeah, Tux wasn't here. That makes the video quality go up by 10% automatically. Because then he didn't have to make this video all about BB5th. Because he wasn't here. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video now.
Okay.
Shoot. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, hope you guys enjoyed. We might do another video like this, maybe when Prankster actually comes out. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next video. Or I'll see you guys next video. Krakoa probably won't be here, sadly. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye. Say bye now. Say bye. Say bye again.
Bye. Bye.
Imagine Tux joins right after that. But Tux isn't here, so that's good.